Hello friends, and welcome once again to the Gesundheit Kitchen. My name is Hans Rueffert, and I am a gastric cancer survivor as well as a member of the Gastric Cancer Foundation, and on the board I should say. And I'm putting together today a dish that it was a go-to for me, especially during my recovery. I needed protein, but it was difficult to digest and process your traditional sources of protein. So quickly found out that plant-based protein for me was a lot easier to digest, and the sort of first thing you think of when you think of plant-based protein is beans. And hummus is a great way to incorporate that protein along with a lot of flavor, and it's so customizable. So I'm gonna make sort of a base one now. All hummus starts with some type of a bean, and I think the most traditional standby is a chickpea or garbanzo bean. So that's 1 can, and again, loads of protein, very easy on the gut, very easy to digest, and we can take this in any direction we want to take it. Now, for additional protein and also flavor, I use almond or peanut butter. Now, nut butters for me were crucial during my recovery to get not only the protein, but also the good fats and the calories that I needed to maintain my weight. So, of course, make sure that you're doing what works for you. But, you know, sometimes I would just walk around the kitchen with a spoon and have my own little private jar of almond butter, cashew butter, even tahini, which is a sesame seed butter, and that's a kind of a traditional additive to a hummus. You can use tahini as well, but that can be a little bitter if you use too much of it. So I think the almond or peanut butter is a great alternate to using tahini. Fresh garlic, and this really has to be fresh garlic, and 2 cloves would do the trick. So 2 cloves, I'm going to say, is about yay much. This is fresh minced. Now, a traditional hummus would use a lot of oil, but oil sometimes can be a little heavy on the system. Now, you can use a little bit, or use a Greek yogurt. Now, this is a plain, not a vanilla. It's a plain Greek yogurt, and it has a wonderful, smooth, creamy consistency. Plus, it is loaded with probiotics. You know, establishing a good colony of gut bacteria becomes crucial. So, even if you think you don't like yogurt, the yogurt sort of twang disappears in this. So it's not an overly yogurt flavor. So don't worry about it if you're traditionally not a yogurt fan. And I'm going to put the juice of about half a lemon in here for a little more kind of brightness, a little acidity. Now, when you don't have a stomach like me, it's difficult to digest a lot of acid. So you can kind of omit this if you wanted to. You can scale it back, but I find that about a half a lemon really does perfect. It's only about probably a good solid teaspoon and a half maybe of juice, but it really does add just a nice brightness and freshness to the dish. A little bit of toasted sesame oil, and that adds a bit of nuttiness to this as well. That's probably about a teaspoon. So a good teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. And on the spice, I like to use a garam masala, which is an Indian spice blend, and it's got that kind of earthiness to it that beans love cumin. And the other spices that are in here, the peppercorn, the bay leaf, it's really just a nice blend of spices for hummus. And then lastly, this is just a little salt and pepper blend that I use. And you'll adjust that to taste. You know, however, that's a threshold for everybody. It's a bit of a spectrum. So in we go. All right, now I'm just going to check this for consistency. It really depends on your preference. If you like it a little bit crunchy or chunky, you can add some almonds or even peanuts at the end there. Just give them a pulse and leave them, you know, somewhat intact. But if you are still recovering from surgery, I would make it as smooth as possible. So our hummus is finished, and I have just a plate here of random sort of vehicles to carry the hummus, right? So we've got crudité, things like cucumbers, tomatoes, crackers, but find what's comfortable for you. The great thing about hummus is it's so versatile, and it's such a blank canvas. So if you like spicy, if you can tolerate spicy, a little spicy goes fine in there. Things like roasted beets or cooked carrots, put them in the food processor as well, and you can take them in that direction. But man, is this easy to make. And it is great for little things like this, little bites. It's great as a sandwich spread, and it's also really good on a pizza. And I'll have that and a new recipe on another segment here on the Gesundheit Kitchen. And we'll look forward to seeing you right here at gastriccancer.org. Till then, take care.